Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary, joined again by Sam to check out the Steven Universe vs. Star Butterfly Death Battle. Yes, this is quite exciting. When I heard that they were doing this as the next Death Battle, I was hyped. I was like, okay, this is the most hyped I've been for a Death Battle in a while, because it's two characters who I'm quite familiar with, and honestly, it's hard to say who exactly is going to win. Sometimes with Death Battle, you're like, okay, this guy's got it, but it's really hard to scale these two with each other. Like, who do you think's gonna win this one? Like, best guess.
I'd probably say Steven.
Yeah, I agree. I think Steven's got it, personally. I think he's got it locked down, but the problem is, I'm more familiar with Steven's feats and abilities than Star, because I only saw Star once. I watched the whole series one time, and I don't remember enough about it to say for sure. I've read the Versus wiki pages to try to refresh myself, and there's some crazy stuff in there about what her feats are possibly, but it's weird stuff like saying like, oh, this person has said this, and like this spell exists somewhere, so maybe Star can use it. But it's all a matter of how they decide to do their research with this one. Because Death Battle's weird sometimes, you know? They might take the, oh, this like Star was said to be as strong as this person, and this person did this, so therefore Star can do that. But it doesn't always work that way, does it? I don't think so. But yeah. Last time we were here, we saw the Steven Universe finale, the ending of Steven Universe Future, and that was heavy. And it added a lot of crazy feats to Steven, you know, when it comes down to it. Between his monster form and the control of pink form that he used against Jasper, he's pretty crazy strong. And his defensive capabilities far outclass that of Star. So it's all a matter of, can she take Steven down? Can she bypass his defenses? Because her durability, from what I can tell, is not that good. It's all a matter of, is he strong enough to overwhelm her meager defenses? And is she strong enough to overwhelm his great defenses? I can't say. So, let's just get it started. And find out.
Full Sail University offers associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees designed for the world of filmmaking, music, gaming, art, and tech.
Offered both online and on campus, these programs are accelerated so you can earn your degree in
Yes. I remember.
Full Sail grads have gone on to do big things, mixing hit records, working on major films, winning awards, and
Oh yeah, I forgot they do film as well. I always thought of them as a game development thing.
Because you only looked at the game development.
Yeah, that's all I cared about.
Art and technology programs, as well as potential scholarship opportunities. Visit fullsail.edu.
How would you go about getting a scholarship to a university like that?
Death Battle.
Rooster Teeth.
Steven Universe, a superpowered half-human, half-gem teenager.
And Star Butterfly, wild child princess from another dimension.
They
Correct.
both struggle with their responsibilities to save the world, but when
Contains major spoilers, yep.
Yeah.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Excited.
The Diamond Authority was an alien superpower set on conquering the universe for their own gain.
We're basically going to be fact-checking all their Steven Universe stuff
Yeah.
here.
As the most powerful of the gems, the Diamonds led armies of lesser gems, including pearls, amethysts, and others, to prepare planets for destruction by the Authority. These armies were trusted to obey.
But they had an enemy rock person, Rose Quartz. She'd been living on Earth and really liked the place, so she was leading her own group of gems in rebellion, the Crystal Gems.
To which the three Diamonds of the Authority responded by trying to destroy every gem left on Earth.
That sounds
Yeah.
like overkill.
Anyone
And
left
Earth.
behind.
Huge blast
And
of
just
light.
the Earth.
Every gem was
They tried to
destroyed,
destroy it as much as they could, but
except for Rose and her closest gems.
That's what
a
the cluster
garnet
was there
and
for.
pearl. She'd managed to defend them all with her shield.
Given the light emanating from this attack and its distance, we can estimate it to be over 843 million tenajoules per second of energy.
Dang.
Joules. More like
I don't know how you
joules,
actually
am
calculate
I
that.
right?
That's what I said?
No, like with the W. Never mind.
Well, now with the diamonds rebuffed, Rose was able to settle down, and she even met a human she got along with, Greg Universe.
What a badass. I wish my last name was Universe. They got along so well that one
not
thing
actually
led
his
to
last
another. And
Well, it's now.
It is now. He legally changed it, I think.
Son could be born.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe
I think he
didn't.
just was just de facto changing it.
Since when Rose gave up her body to create him, she effectively gave him all of her power as well,
She
including
literally did.
Yeah.
And while Steven's a stalwart pacifist, this led to him following in her footsteps to defend Earth from the diamonds when they inevitably return.
But he's got plenty of ways to defend himself and the others. He can create shields and bubbles to protect from different attacks. Use bubbles to teleport things away, and shake
That's gonna
shit
be
to get
useful.
bigger.
He can also control his personal gravity to float or jump as high as he wants. And he can even fuse with other gems.
That won't be useful here,
Sometimes a
though,
human.
unfortunately.
Wonder what a fusion
No outside
between
help.
us would look like.
Yeah.
Fusions tend to result in a more powerful entity than the sum of its parts, but I'm not sure that would happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course, it is
wouldn't
not
be
one he
able
can
to-
rely on by himself.
Sure.
Can't
Anyway,
fuse with
as
yourself,
Steven is
unfortunately.
much stronger than an average child. While he doesn't look for conflict always seems to find him. Like when he's taken on huge monsters or pushed through the G-forces of faster-than-light travel.
And when he's in a fight, he combines that crazy strength with awesome speed and agility. He can outrun an alien security system with electric fire and ice attacks, and he's dodged lasers.
There we
Even
go.
if he can't avoid time,
Anytime,
he survived an
I'm pretty sure
entire
every
war
character in
exploding
fiction
and
has a
taking
laser
it
dodging
apart
feat.
It's just
gems,
cool.
which
Yes.
is huge. I mean, Garnet once punched so hard she could split a mountain.
Another gem he's on par with, Lapis, telekinetically lifted the entire ocean into the atmosphere.
Yes.
Broomstick, do you know
Although I
how
don't think
heavy
that
the ocean
feat
is?
scales to
No, do you
Steven
know how heavy the
at
ocean
all,
is?
but
The effort
fine.
required for that would be anywhere from 92 petatons to over 10 zetatons of TNT.
Man, that's a lot of water. His bubble and shield are also way stronger than they look, since they can defend against attacks from the diamonds themselves. Not even Steven's spit could have helped with that attack. Oh, if you haven't heard his spit,
Well, I mean, it probably
heal
could
people.
actually, but
Possibly.
Even give plants like fruit humanoid form. Just spitting out seeds from a watermelon has gotten Steven in quite a bind before.
That's not gonna pop up and attack me, is it?
No, Boomstick, regular watermelons don't attack people. But depending on Steven's emotional state, he has varying control over his plant-based life form.
yeah.
You gonna eat that?
No.
Aside from his spit, Steven's tears have brought people back from the dead. They just turn pink and have powers of their own after.
Yep.
It's weird.
Despite
They
not
can
being
hypothetically
one
just
conflict,
shout
Steven
and
stuck
create
for a while,
wormholes.
making the best
Yeah,
of
they
carrying
never
on
showed that
Rose's
with
duties.
Mars, but
But we assume he can.
And
I can
feelings of
assume that.
responsibility for those around him push him to use those healing abilities whenever he can. He can even mend himself with accelerated healing that lets him fix fractures and minor
Yeah, it just
injuries
happens
nearly immediately.
instinctively on its
And when
own.
Steven's knocked out, he can leave his physical body, sort of like a ghost. The drawback is he can't physically interact with anything while he's projecting. But when Steven goes
Nobody
to
can,
sleep,
like, touch their
he
souls
possess
and stuff.
other people's
Yeah.
bodies. Good luck trying to fall asleep in a fight, though. I've tried.
But protecting the Earth wasn't the only surprise.
Yeah, I
Steven's
mean, if he
mother
gets
left
knocked
for
out
him.
at least.
As it turns out, she was never actually quartz at all. She
Nope.
was, in fact, Pink Diamond, one of the
Shock.
heads of the Diamond Authority.
What?
Despite being sent to Earth to conquer it, she fell in love with the planet, which led her to give up her title and transform into Rose Quartz. All
Thank
of
you,
this
Pearl.
was withheld from Steven for most of his life, as Pearl worried how the truth might change him.
Oh,
And everyone
parental
else.
trauma will
Yeah.
take a toll on anyone's mental state. And when Steven gets too overwhelmed, he taps into his latent diamond abilities, making everything way stronger and way killier.
In this, his pink state, he
JoJo Steven.
of time slows to a crawl. His bubble and shield become hexagonal and strong enough to crush other gems. Like when he lost control of his emotions in a fight with Jasper and killed her.
He did bring her back to life with
Yeah.
his super tears, but that kind of stuff
Well,
made
it
him
was
think
all
he
the
was a
diamonds.
monster, and he basically
We actually don't know if he
Stuff.
needed all the diamond stuff. He threw all this in there as a
used them,
precaution,
yeah.
but we don't know if he could have
Was
done it
the
on his
result
own. On
of
his
a
own,
full emotional breakdown after years of
because he was just
stress
desperate
and
to
trauma.
throw everything in.
Yeah.
His friends came in clutch and it worked out okay. But he still risks becoming a monster if he's ever completely emotionally broken.
With the support of the Crystal Gems, his dad, and his friends, Steven managed to work through his personal issues, so hopefully he's not faced with becoming a monster ever again.
So that's one less monster to worry about, Tokyo. And since Monster Steven has the same power as his pink state, just with absolutely no control, Steven's still powerful enough to take on anything in his way.
Of course, if it was up to Steven Universe, everyone would just be friends.
Indeed. By the end of it, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
Except, Bluebird.
Oh, yeah, but
When Marco met the new
1 out of, like,
exciting
70
kid at
ain't
his
bad.
school, He thought
Yeah.
he was just making a new friend from a different place.
And he definitely didn't.
I always
think
forget how
he'd
different
be
the
a
animation
magical
style was in
princess.
Me
season 1,
too.
because they used
Full of
Flash back
crazy
then.
adventures.
yeah.
This girl from Muni
Mew what?
was a little weird and a little wild, and on top of bringing magic to Earth, she might have brought along a few extras as well. This displaced heir to the throne and defender against monsters was none other than Star Butterfly.
She may have been backed up by generations of magic users before her and super strong in her own right, but Star wasn't the perfect princess.
She would have been sent to the terrifying and personality-draining St. Olga's School for Wayward Princesses, but luckily, Star's parents took one look at that place and decided, no way, she's going to Earth instead.
Because why not?
Really isn't the best place for her to be practicing magic. We're not used to people casually casting spells here. What'll humans say?
Well, since Star is a Mewman...
What the f is a Mewman?
It's just a human, but with magic.
Yeah.
She's already superhuman compared to her peers on Earth. She survived a blast that leveled the top of Castle Muni, and can use her wings to help her get out of the way in a pinch.
What, those tiny things? There's no way she can actually fly with them. At least she can make a bubble around herself to defend against attacks.
That's familiar.
Butterfly Heritage also grants her the Magic Instruction Book. This spell book is incredibly important, as
Oh,
it
yeah.
contains spells created by all the magical rulers of Muni that came before her.
What to do if you
She
delete
creates her own
gravity.
spells too,
Oh,
like
gosh.
Cupcake Blast, which fires a beam filled with cupcakes.
Okay, half of these spells don't make any sense. Jelly bean hallucination mist? Starfish tsunami? What the hell are
Yeah,
these
here's what's
things?
gonna give Star the weird
Jelly
advantage,
bean
is that her
hallucination
arsenal is
mist?
massive.
Yeah.
Like a high-end sauna.
It's
Well,
pretty much
they're kind of
infinite, based on
self-explanatory.
what she can
Creating
think
her own
up.
Spells does mean they can pretty much be anything.
Exactly.
One of her summons, for example, which are effectively creatures reliant on magic to survive. So what happens when you combine unicorns, stampedes, and war?
Oh, I know this one! Warnicorn Stampede! Now I get where Spider with a top hat came from!
That spider's one of Star's self-professed most powerful summons, with his own minigun to boot.
So naturally, she can kick monsters' butts with her spells thanks to her magical wand. But she better watch out, because a lot of those monsters want to use it for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Wand combined with her training means she has some incredible destructive power. She's blasted apart walls, temples.
If she
and
loses that
roads.
wand,
her mother even said her
it's
wand
prob-
could
it's
blow
just
up
game
the
over.
universe. And one of her
Yeah.
ancestors
That's the
Most
one
likely.
thing
exactly
that's...
that.
Yeah, there's that.
Star's ancestor Skywind wanted to make something explode one day. So why not an entire dimension?
And
That
remember
spell
book we mentioned earlier?
complicates
Skyward
everything.
recorded her experience specifically so her successors would know what to do if they also wanted
Yeah,
to
she
do
looked
something.
over the spell.
So Star should
But
be
I
able
don't
to do
know-
this, since she's known to be an incredibly strong princess on top of being the heir to the Butterfly Spellbook.
It's sketchy if she is able to use it.
Thermonuclear
She doesn't
butterfly
use a
blast
lot of spells
breaks
from the
house
book
and a
too
queen
much.
star.
She usually uses just her own.
She makes up her
Laser is
own.
powerful enough to obliterate planets, but she just likes to use it to play with cats like a laser.
Yeah, capable of
pointer.
neutralizing
Star
entire
has
planets.
spells
Okay,
for
so
more
it's
than just
capable of
destruction,
that.
like her
So that is
Butter
planetary.
Blast, which she's used
I'll
to
give him
catch
that
up to
one.
Mars. And one of the monsters she's fought, Meteora, has deflected lightning. Being able to fight on par with Meteora means Star's able to reach speeds over Mach 1000. But if all that wasn't enough for you, once Star went through puberty,
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
she learned how to access
Puns.
and control her far more powerful Butterfly 4.
Now that's a set of wings. I just wish peering into her eyes wasn't like peering into the 9 layers of hell.
It's obviously a stand-in for puberty. Star compared
Duh.
the process of attaining it to, quote, suddenly looking at boys as if they were made of bacon. like you've never eaten it in your life, and all you want to eat is bacon.
Yes,
So
I
what
recall.
you're saying
I
is,
remember.
If I eat enough bacon, I can get magical powers?
Anyway, through her time in various dimensions, fighting monsters and defending her friends, Star's become strong enough on her
Yeah,
own
it does say
to
she
use
possesses
the
magic
to
capable of
win.
destroying a
In fact,
dimension.
her wand only
It's
ever
iffy if she
served
can
as
use
a
it,
training
but I'll
wheels
give it
help
to
her
him.
harness this magic herself.
Soon enough, though,
I mean, she's obviously capable of using it, but did she ever look it over enough to learn how?
Instead of against them.
This wasn't a popular decision with humans, but Star knew it was the right choice and followed through. Unfortunately, the fighting continued, and Star realized in order to truly quell the conflict, she needed to fight magic itself.
So her mother, her great whatever grandmother, and Meteora all banded together to cast the Whispering Spell in the realm of magic.
This spell is designed to silence or end magic, and when cast within the realm of magic, it destroyed magic itself. All of it.
But
Yeah.
doesn't that mean she killed all the magical creatures across the different dimensions because they need magic to survive?
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't discuss that element of
Destroying
it, but
magic and every magical creature in existence, Star was finally able to bring peace to Muni.
Star had a lot of growing up to do when she was sent to Earth, but she learned to control her powers and led her country to peace.
and then merged it with Earth.
Now, truly
Which
grown,
who knows what consequences that would have
It'll
caused.
changed
but
everything, probably.
yeah.
Who's ready for a bloody bloodbath?
Yes. This research was all stuff that I had already known, basically.
Yeah.
Run the data through
Yeah.
all possibilities.
But before we do,
They didn't do a lot of comparison-y things so far,
I'd like to take a
but
moment to wish friends of the show
yeah,
Adam
the fact of
and
the
Eve
matter
a very
is,
happy birthday.
if Steven can get the wand away from her, she's almost got nothing that she can do. She can use magic without the wand, but it's nowhere near as powerful.
Anyway, it's Adam and Eve's
And if he just grabs the wand, bubbles it, and sends it to the temple,
There's nothing she can do at that point.
No.
Over to adamandeve.com and use the code
She
BATTLE
can't
at
stop
checkout
that.
to get almost any one
it's all a matter of if they're
item
gonna say he's
50%
able
off.
to do that, or if they're gonna even show him doing that.
Available, it might be difficult to
Right.
pick just one.
if it's their birthday,
Like, it's all a matter of like if he has enough speed to overwhelm her reflexes.
Right.
Other people have taken the wand from her before,
They have.
so
Multiple
But
times,
you'll
I
only get all
think.
that if you use the code BATTLE at
and heck, if he
checkout.
grabbed it, he would be able to use it right back at her theoretically. He just doesn't know how to very well,
Use
but
the code BATTLE, that's BATTLE BATTLE, at checkout at adamandeve.com. And thanks so much to Adam and Eve.
oh
for
yeah,
supporting
the
show.
perfect sponsor for this episode.
This is a great sponsor for this.
Jeez.
2 cartoons. Okay then.
Here we go. Is this what's gonna make them fight here? A sandcastle contest.
Oh no! What happened? Wait! Sorry, wait. I can fix it.
Nice.
Okay, I think I have a better idea.
Let's fight to the death. Why not? Oh, okay.
It's gonna move you over a little
Is it
bit.
just?
Grumpy much. I'll cheer you up. Huh?
You'll cheer him up by blasting him?
Stop, please.
You might not want to mess with him when he's at this age,
Yes.
because he has a
he's-
lot of trauma.
Yeah, wow, that was one of the most spontaneous let's fight to the death I've ever
Oh
seen
my
in this.
gosh.
Just,
Sandcastles ever do to you?
it's just here, let me help. No, let's die.
Oh. Oh,
Yep.
there you go.
Take your time. Check this out. Ow.
Wham. Uh-oh, whoever transforms first loses. That's the rule of Death Battle.
What's wrong?
You started it, Star.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
no.
What's wrong with you? Just leave me.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, straight to
yeah.
JoJo for him. Oh, gosh.
You caught him on a bad day.
Oh yeah.
You caught him on a
I mean,
bad
yeah. Steven literally didn't even do anything this time.
day.
Oh
Oh!
man.
See you later, Pinky!
Don't call me that.
He's so mad. I think that's neat.
Yeah.
Goodbye, weird bug girl.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I remember, yeah, they had that where it like was kept shrinking.
Oh, nope.
Oh, there you go.
Game over. Okay. Yeah, she. Oh! She's nuked the whole place, jeez.
Oh no.
Yikes! Wow!
Gosh. I won!
Shocking. Dang.
You killed him.
Oh no.
Don't think she
I
won
got the
when
gem
she
too. Otherwise,
Yeah, otherwise he would have Pink Form would have come in
yeah.
and then she would have lost, but
With Steven's strength and healing abilities, Star was definitely between a
that ended
gem
so
and a
fast.
my
Because I thought, because I mean, I know she can use magic without the wand, but it was all a matter of if she just pulled out all the
Steven
stops
was a
immediately.
healing gem and not technically magic. Star's
Exactly.
whispering spell couldn't touch him, but she still had the advantage
Agreed.
at the end. Steven was physically superior, at least to Star's everyday appearance. Star can survive explosions worth a few dozen tons of
He could do
TNT,
that too,
but he
but-
could match
Yeah.
Thor's mountain busting might.
However, everyone
But if
knows
you
that
do get the
Steven would
gem
rarely ever resolve
first-
If you get the gem first,
Even
then
with how
that's
outdated
it.
He's
some of
done.
Steven's powers were, the sheer versatility of Star's magic was simply not something he was equipped to outmaneuver or overpower.
I mean, that one
Laser feats, he was
planet-busting
faster than
spell
Star. Lightning feats,
is all she
Star's
needed.
butterfly
Yeah.
form and transportation magic meant she had plenty of ways to work around that. Not to mention, she mastered her super-powered bug form, while Steven never mastered Pink State. And
Well,
Steven
technically he
even
did
used
right at the
power,
last
so
second, but
disarming her meant
Kind of.
what?
when he used it against Jasper, he had trained and mastered it at that point.
But he was still a little out of control.
A little bit. He was emotionally out of control. He could use the powers to their fullest at that point.
TNT
Yeah.
is certainly nothing to scoff at.
But Star had spells that could destroy a whole planet and probably even a universe.
Probably.
Pun intended. She could basically one-up
We
any
knew
level
she could
power
use the
Steven
planet
tried to
destroying
throw
one,
at
and
her.
that's-
Even if
that's
he
all
did
she
go
needed.
full pink monster mode.
Steven
They never
was
even
pushed
used
to the limit,
monsters.
gave it his best, but Star's raw power and her
But he would
versatile
have had to think he
spellcasting
was
were
a monster.
impossible.
for that
Yes.
to happen.
Better fly on home, Star. You've had a gem you would win.
The winner
Body get
is Star
disintegrated?
Butterfly.
Yeah.
You get the gem first. You crack the gem, and then his body gets he's dead.
Next week, but you can always get more
I
depth
think
on it
I'm
right now by clicking on
I'm
the
content
link
with the
right
results
I mean,
for the
yeah.
most part, just because
linked down below.
yeah, that one spell that can take out planets just scales her too high.
Yeah.
And the exploding of the dimensions thing is just weird and iffy. Oh look, it's Link versus Cloud. Is that wait, didn't they already do that? Or is that a rematch? Yeah, there's still circumstances where you can argue Steven could win, obviously.
Right.
It's just, yeah, that one spell where they said it could take out planets is just, he doesn't have enough durability on his own to withstand that.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say if his shields could either.
We don't know.
We literally don't know. Because if we're just going off of feats, the best feat it had was all 3 diamonds blasting the planet at once.
But the thing with that was, they thought it was going to destroy the Earth, but really what it did was just corrupt all the gems.
Well, I don't know if they knew if they thought it was going to destroy the Earth. They thought they vaporized all the gems on the surface.
They said nothing could live there anymore.
Yes, they thought they were going to wipe out all the gems.
But that's not what it did. So it was different than what
It
Star
probably
had.
doesn't have, their beam didn't have any physically destructive
It
properties
was
to it.
yeah. They probably thought it did.
Maybe. They probably at least thought it could shatter all the gems on there.
Yeah.
But it didn't even affect the gems at all. All it did was
Affected-
touch their forms.
Yeah. Affected the way their forms worked.
Yeah.
So the
It might not
shield-
have had anything physically destructive.
The shield is never shown being still intact after something like that.
Yeah. Although it's possible pretty much anything made of light will probably bounce off of it.
Right.
So that laser attack, if he had his shield out, it would probably deflect.
The shield, yeah.
If he used the shield.
But that was that,
But yeah, that
hexagonal
thing, things have broken that thing. Technically, the hexagonal thing can be broken.
yeah, that's...
Like, Jasper broke it, I think, with some rocks, didn't she? I remember Jasper breaking them. When Steven used them in the fight, Jasper broke them.
Right.
His regular shield is stronger than that.
Right, because that's his main weapon.
We've only seen things get through it, like when he was younger and couldn't control his powers. But at its best, I don't know if any, like, light-based attack can pierce it.
The shield, no.
I'm pretty sure not. It's still kind of iffy in some ways. It could really go either way.
Yeah.
Steven could win if it went down in different ways. The reason Star wins this one is because she does have better feats.
Yeah.
Death Battle's all about, okay, who's got the better feats here?
Mm-hmm.
And she does have better feats. She has a laser blast that can, as they said, it was capable of destroying planets. It was never used to do so, but it can do it.
It's capable of doing it.
And we haven't seen that level of destructive capability in the show. So we don't know if the shield could resist that. It can resist anything the diamonds can throw at it.
Yeah.
But anything they threw at it didn't have any physically destructive properties to it. It was all focused on gems only.
The diamonds don't even have any planet. What they do to destroy planets is they were doing the cluster, which was going to do.
Yeah, the cluster just was going to be really huge and break through it.
Break it. They don't have anything that could even destroy
The cluster is
planets.
physically strong enough and much larger than the Earth, so it's able to.
If they had something to destroy a planet, they would have. But
Yes.
they don't.
No. If they could have just vaporized the entire Earth with their blast, they would have done it. But they couldn't. All they did was try to wipe out all the gems on the surface.
Because then the war would stop and they'd have won.
Yes, they would have been over.
Trying to do.
They were trying to put an end to it. If they could have blown up the Earth, they would have blown up the Earth.
If they could have, definitely.
But the only way they could blow up the Earth was by using the cluster.
Which is why they put the cluster in.
Yeah, so Steven can win, and yes, he did. I like that they showed him bubbling the wand and getting rid of it. Although, he can't do that from range, he has to tap it, but...
Little details, it's fine.
Although, technically, we have seen bubbles get warped at range before. When Opal bubbled all the shards of Big Bird.
And they all warped
away. They didn't have to touch those, so...
I think the buff pink Steven...
He could probably do it. Opal can do it, so he can probably do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. If he can do it at range, then he could just do it from the start of the fight before she even goes all out and just blitz her, but that's another story.
He probably did it without thinking.
Yes.
He was so angry. You know,
Yes.
he had out of control of his emotions, and then he just was like, it happened.
Yeah.
Wasn't even thinking. He warped it without, usually he has to tap it, but if he's not thinking, maybe when he's in that form, he can just do it.
Yeah, he can just do that, but... Because that is what's going to be the weird thing about the fight, analyzing it, is that it can go either way. Steven is fully capable of winning.
He could have.
Not even under fringe circumstances. He can do it. It's just a matter of playing it correctly, strategizing it right. But as far as Death Battle rules are concerned, those with higher feats, who don't have like a direct cheat to get them out of the fight, are, the ones who are going to lose are the ones who don't have cheats. And the ones that win have better feats than them.
Yeah.
And she has better feats.
Yeah.
Mostly in that laser that can blow up a planet.
Right.
Otherwise, everything else you can throw at him doesn't do much good.
Yeah. And it didn't.
And it didn't, exactly. They played that right. She was doing nothing until she used that.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that blast, it could easily take out the polygon shields. And if he didn't have a shield up himself when she used it...
He didn't.
Which he didn't when they showed it.
He was just surprised.
Yeah. It might not catch him too off guard if she were able to break through it, because he's seen them get broken through before.
You're right.
And he does have reflexes quick enough to pull out a shield to block blasts.
You're right.
I mean, that was mostly on instinct, but he still did it. Like when he jumped in front of the blast from the handship.
Yeah.
It just reflects, by reflex it came out and blocked it. He wasn't even trying to do that. Because that's another weird thing about his powers is that when he was younger, they just activated on their own.
Because of his
Because
emotions
of reflex.
and reflexes.
Yes.
Like,
But there's probably not an instance where he's getting attacked and his shield won't come up by itself. That's one thing to
he
take
feels
into
like he's in
considerance.
danger, his shield will pop up, I feel.
Yes.
His bubble did that one time. At least his bubble.
Yes.
It popped up when he went to save Connie.
Exactly.
He didn't even know he had that.
Yes.
Reflex,
The
'cause he
shield
was- he
and the
thought-
bubble will come up to defend him reflexively.
If he feels like he's in danger, it'll come up. Either one of them.
Yeah, so if we're arguing semantics of the fight, when he saw the blast break through the polygon shields, he probably would have pulled out the shield right
The
there.
shield probably would have appeared.
But of course, like they said, we don't know if the shield can even tank that.
We have no clue.
Like, it probably can maybe tank it, theoretically. Because it's like a magical light blast.
It could possibly, but there's never been
But
anything.
that's even if Star uses it at its full potential, which she never did.
Right.
She used it as a laser pointer before. Because she can tone it down to be completely non-lethal.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, in that moment, she's gonna crank it as high as she could.
Right. She has real good control over that.
Yes. If she can weaken it to that extent, she could probably pump it up to that too, if she wanted to. So it's so weird because he can win, but Star, it's that stupid planet-killing blast that just ruins everything for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's got something that can blow up a dimension, but we don't know the method in which it blows it up. We don't know if it's just a devastatingly huge blast. It's so strong it wipes out a dimension, or if it just magically just disintegrates it around
gets rid
them or
of it.
something.
Just gets
Which
rid
if it
of
did that, it wouldn't do anything to Steven. We don't know what it means when it says it blows up a
Well,
dimension.
I'm sure it means it actually blows up.
Like
because
it physically just vaporizes
they said
it.
the person who made it wanted to blow something up.
Yeah, so I guess it's just a giant dimension-killing
Giant
explosion.
blast that just destroys an entire dimension.
Yeah. And it's a weird thing to take into consideration about Steven's healing abilities, where if you don't touch the gem, how much is it even capable of healing him? Like, can it just bring him back to life? His tears resurrect the dead,
Yeah.
and his tears are technically flowing through his tear ducts at all times.
Right.
So if he were to die, they'd probably just bring him back.
Oh yeah.
If there's anything to bring back.
Well, he got disintegrated.
But if he got disintegrated, we don't know.
And the gem got split in half.
And the gem was shattered.
Well, split in half. Basically shattered, but
It's
into
shattered
two
at that
pieces.
point. And technically, the weird thing is that shattering a gem doesn't actually kill them.
No, they're still.
They're not dead.
But they
They're
can't
still
reform.
conscious. They just can't reform themselves. And
They sometimes
technically
can into, like an arm.
into chunks. So technically, if she split it in half, it would just be two halves of Pink Steven there.
Two halves of Pink Steven. Not, yeah, it would be. Which would also be bad.
It could still be pretty bad. Because splitting a gem in half wouldn't weaken them that much. Because even just single shards are still capable of thought.
Yeah, they're still thinking.
Like, just limbs moving around are fully capable of thought. They're just relatively mindless.
Well,
Two
yeah,
halves would be pretty conscious.
Yeah, usually when you shatter, they're in little tiny pieces, so it's like an arm or a foot.
and
they're
if
just.
he can, since he can heal cracked gems,
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering if Pink Steven could heal itself if it was broken in half.
I don't know actually, because I was gonna say that when they're shattered, they always look for the other pieces, but it's
Yes,
just in
but the
two
pieces are right there.
So it probably, if it could
'cause
reform, it would just fuse
If
with
they
itself.
both reformed, they would just go together, and then he'd heal them back.
But what it would
I
be
think he's
is-
fully capable of healing a cracked gem that's only like that bad. He can't heal fully shattered gems. I mean, at least he never tried to. Yeah, it's true. He never even tried. We don't know if he can. He never tried.
He didn't think he could. He's like,
I mean, he
"There's
never
no way."
There was never an opportunity. The only time he tried to heal a shattered gem was Jasper, and he went overboard and dumped all of the diamond stuff in there with it. We don't even know if he needs to do that. Rose couldn't heal shattered gems, otherwise she would have.
Because yes, couldn't.
But Steven's healing is stronger than hers is.
Yes.
They have stated that he was able to heal Centipedal
Which
beyond
yeah.
what Rose was able to do. His healing is stronger than hers is.
Yeah.
And if we take the battle into consideration, it only showed it in half.
if
He
again,
could probably heal that.
two pieces, they would reform into two
But yeah,
halves.
it's a different story if she shattered it just entirely or just completely
If
disintegrated
they were
it.
in little pieces and they got scattered, no
Yes,
chance.
no
but
chance.
it's in two pieces, and whenever
Right next to each other.
when they are shattered, they always try
They
to
look
for
for their
other
missing
pieces.
pieces, yes.
And it's just two pieces. It's right there, right next to each other. So there would be two halves forming, and then they'd fuse or something, and then heal itself. If Pink Steven can do that,
Yes, if he can. But again,
or
we
at
don't
least
know.
he would fuse with himself, with the
Yeah.
other half of him, and it would do something.
It's possible cracked gem shards can fuse with each other.
I think they're
but
looking for the other pieces. I don't know. if
They're
they
looking
have.
for them maybe just in desperation, but without
Wanting to
actually
be
being
back
able to do
together.
anything. Yeah.
I think two halves. That could still
I
do
think at
something with
least
two
his
halves.
healing powers might be able to put two halves back together.
We don't
Because he
need-
can heal cracked gems. He can heal a gem. So is it, like, to what extent can he not heal them?
Yeah.
Because this is all so hypothetical, I don't blame them at all for not including
You
that
can't
in the
include this.
research.
This is just
because
fun to
it's
talk about.
entirely speculation. It's just something to take into account. And of course, the battle is just for show. So the idea is just that she's stronger, she wins. The circumstances of that are just for the heck of it.
Yeah. I don't even know how he would heal himself. If he reformed into two halves, how would he put and then like cry on his own?
Also, the fact of the matter is, his healing powers are... Okay, well, I was gonna say, the healing powers are from Tears and Spit, and does Pink Steven have either of those things?
Rose did.
Rose did, so that's what he probably would too.
He would. They'd probably just be pink.
They'd just be pink. They'd both reform Pink Tears onto the gem.
I mean,
Then
they'd just get
They'd
really
stand
close.
next to each other and then cry onto it.
You know what? Yeah. That would work.
But then even if he came back, Star still is technically stronger with that laser blast, but it
Just
would
get the
catch us
gem
so
again.
off guard at that point.
Oh yeah.
And with Steven dead, Pink Steven wouldn't cut her any slack. Because that is a factor to consider in the fight that wasn't considered, is that if Steven died and Pink Steven didn't,
That's
like
what
I'm counting
saying.
them as two separate things.
Yeah.
Human Steven, Pink Steven.
Yeah.
If Steven died and Pink Steven didn't, I don't think Star could win that one.
Okay, so if she disintegrated Steven, but it did not
Yes.
touch that
if she
gem,
just vaporized his human form and his gem was unaffected,
done.
he would just
No
destroy
mercy.
her. He would just do a shout, and that could probably cripple her pretty good.
He it would blow all the sand away,
Yes.
and then like,
She shattered the ground before with that.
Yeah.
He knocked White Diamond off her feet with it.
yeah,
And Monster Steven pushed away all that water with it.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
So
we just did like projectile roar of it out at her. Probably at least deafen her.
something. I don't think she could win from that because
No, Pink Steven's just fully ruthless.
it's a good thing she got the gem too, then,
Yes.
because otherwise
Because that is the circumstance of the fight, is if she takes them both out at once.
you have to.
Yeah. Or even if she would try to remove the gem at some point.
Right.
Because, yeah, Steven would try to get rid of the wand, which he'd be able to, because technically he can bubble things from a distance, and can warp them away from a distance. But would she try to go and remove the gem?
Which
If
would
she would
have
have to
been-
connect his powers come from it and then try to take it out.
It would have been a bad. Also, his
Be a
gem
horrible
doesn't
idea.
show.
Not often. His
Not
like
often.
shirt like flipped up.
It would have been a very bad idea.
Would have been a horrible idea. And it's like if she killed just Steven and didn't just vaporize him,
Right.
then Pink Steven comes out and then wouldn't end well for her.
Nope.
I think full on Pink Steven would be the turning point that
Right.
could give him a win.
Right.
Because it's totally emotionless and just completely ruthless.
Does not care. Yeah.
And she has, from what we can tell, exactly one move that is even capable of killing him.
Okay, so
And it kills him way overkill.
Pink Steven has deflected like attacks. He's really good at that. So if
Yes.
she tried to use it again, he would just deflect it.
Yes. Because his shields can bounce, but it looks like light-based attacks for the most part.
Pink Steven.
We don't even know if the shield necessarily withstood the blast of all three diamonds, or if it just neutralized it, just bounced it away or something, you know?
know.
We don't know. It's too speculative.
They didn't have enough time to go into it.
Yeah. Because here's the weird thing, because I'm a lot more familiar with Steven's powers, like I said, and I'm a lot more capable of speculating, oh, but well, we don't know if it can do this or that. But it's all argument. It's just all a pointless argument because it's speculation.
Yeah.
Everything we've been saying about Steven is pure speculation. And it could not be taken into account as far as a death battle is concerned because it is hard evidence that they use. It has to be, we've seen it happen, or they've said it can happen. And this is all
maybe
just speculation. Maybe he can do this.
I mean, like, I feel like he could.
It's like theoretically. Like, oh, could he come
based
back?
on this other stuff, but we don't really know.
Yeah, and all you need to do to change the whole maybe his two halves can put themselves back together is just vaporize it or shatter it into complete pieces.
All the pieces, yeah.
All you have to do is just change that detail, and then that is a moot point
then it's
anyway.
like, no, you can't even... Yeah, too many pieces, it wouldn't really work.
Yeah. But it was a good fight. It ended so suddenly.
Oh my god.
And it started, that was the most spontaneous I've ever seen. Like, in a while. It wasn't even just they never even said like okay, that's it, let's fight. It just happened.
Which, you know what, probably would.
She just randomly started trying to murder him. Steven was just defending himself that whole time.
She's
She's
like,
like, here, I'll make you happy, I'll blast you with cupcakes, and then she just kept trying to kill him. And he was just defending himself. I feel bad for Steven.
What the heck, Star?
I know Steven could have never been the one to start the fight justifyingly. Star is way more likely to start it than he is.
Oh, she likes to fight.
Infinitely more. But just the way it happened was just so hilarious. He wasn't even trying to start it, and then she all of a sudden just went insane.
You know what? I think she just likes to. She likes to fight, so she probably just, on instinct, just went into a fight.
And it's always a weird thing in death battles where even if like a character is usually good, then they win and they're just like, "Yay, I won!" After they just murder somebody.
Killed him.
He's dead.
This beloved character.
Sometimes they react weird about it, but she was just totally content with killing someone who didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't even trying to. He was barely even trying to fight back.
Hey, he's dead. You know that.
That was weird.
The gems are gonna come after her.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up. It's just that the aftermath of that is just.
What did you do?
Well.
Oh, he has so many allies.
Oh yeah, literally almost everyone in the universe.
All of gem kind except for Bluebird.
Except for Bluebird, basically. Even Jasper at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, Jasper, yes.
Yes, the aftermath of that wouldn't end well.
Aftermath?
Because, yeah, sure, she can planet laser a few of them, but then she just gets overwhelmed pretty easy.
They all, like, some of them fuse.
I mean, yeah, just every single one of his friends fuse all at once, and just crush the planet in their bare hands.
Done. No, the aftermath of that is disastrous.
Heck, Cluster reaches its arm out and just...
I bet you right after that ended...
But that's another story. A similar situation would happen with Steven won, though.
True.
Yeah, Marco and everyone else come in.
But I was thinking because of all the gems.
Yes.
And gems are really strong.
I think Steven has more allies than even Star does.
He has all of gem kind, except for one.
Yeah, just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Well,
and maybe those Lapises don't like him that much. Well, at least one of them doesn't.
Okay, maybe two.
Not that many.
You count Bluebird, but Bluebird is a
Bluebird
fusion,
is two, so there's like 2 or 3 who don't like him. It's weird to think about.
But that's
befriended everybody else.
He didn't have time to befriend them.
No, because they hate him a lot. It is very personal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven would run into a similar circumstance, but it'd probably be a lot worse for Star.
Oh. I mean, again, all of gem kind, and some humans.
And humans. Connie. Gosh.
Connie with a sword. Made by business.
Yes.
A specially made sword.
Flies in and just blitzes her right there.
It's trained in sword fighting.
Again, hypothetical.
Yeah.
As far as the fight was concerned, their research was thorough, and not the most BS that I've ever seen. It was pretty solid.
I didn't see anything that I was like, oh,
no,
okay,
I wasn't like, no, you screwed that up. No, I think they did fine with it.
Yeah.
And they didn't make use of Star's dimension-killing thing because it's speculative if she can even use it.
Yeah.
But she didn't need it.
She didn't need it.
She has the beam that was said to be able to take out planets, and I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. If you crank it up all the way.
Yeah.
She does have limited magic when she's using it from herself and not from the wand.
Yeah.
So she probably, I don't know if she could crank it all the way up without completely draining herself. But she wouldn't need to make it that strong, probably.
It could probably be very
I mean, if she hit
strong.
Steven dead on with no shield, then it wouldn't need to be anywhere near that strong.
Oh, when she did.
which they showed her doing, but realistically he'd had the shield. It would just reflexively come up anyway, but...
It
that's-
would have, but
Well, whatever, because...
that's the only thing I can see. Because it has,
it will come up if he needs it to, every time.
without
pretty
even
much.
thinking about it.
As long as his powers are working, it will pretty much come up every time. Unless there's a weird circumstance where that didn't happen that I can think of, but I can't think of it.
I can't.
So,
That's the only thing.
yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyway, that's the end of the discussion portion of that, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. That was an interesting one. Had a lot to talk about with that. I'm wondering what the salt looks like in the comments, but I'll check that later. I don't know if there's going to be too much salt. Maybe there's going to be people pointing out something I didn't notice, but I think that was a pretty solid death battle circumstance. And as big of a fan of Steven Universe as I am compared to Star, and I'm still pretty content with it. That, I don't know, there might be some people who have problems with it, but that was pretty... It didn't take too many leaps as far as death battle standards are. They've taken a lot of leaps before.
Yeah.
Like giving Android 17 shield in the Android 18 versus Captain Marvel fight, which she probably doesn't have the shield. She used it in the games, but the games aren't canon. So that was a time where they, took a leap of logic, but I don't think they took too many leaps. We took more leaps of logic than they did
Yeah.
in speculation terms. But they were way too speculative with what we were saying to take into consideration. Like, oh, we don't know the limits of what he can do. But since we don't know, all we can do is go off of feats.
Yeah.
And they never said anything about what his abilities were capable of. They never said, like, oh, Steven's shield could withstand the universe collapsing, or anything. But they said stuff about, like, her being able to blow up planets and junk.
Yeah.
Which, dang, if they've got moves that... If they've just got, like, just a deadly laser that can blow up planets, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Where was that one? When she was trying to fight the Meteora and stuff, jeez. She's just firing standard beams that aren't even that powerful instead of whipping out that thing.
Yeah, what the heck?
I mean, it would make it too easy, I guess, if she used it at full
It
power.
needed to be a little bit tough.
Yeah, they gotta have drama, but in Death Battle, none of that is necessary.
No.
And yeah, they broke the rules. Star transformed first and still won. Sometimes they do that. But yeah, we'll see what if there's another Death Battle that piques our interest at some point. Maybe check that out. Link versus Cloud, probably not something we'd both be into.
I don't know enough about either.
Exactly. But this one was like, hey, I know both these characters. I like both of these shows. I
Yeah.
know more about Steven Universe. And part of me is sad that it ended that way, of course.
Yeah.
But at the end, the research is solid enough. And really, despite everything that's like, oh, like she's got more diversity in her moves and all that, but all that is meaningless next to laser that can take out planets.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that gave her that win.
She does have a lot of diversity, but none of
that
shield,
matters.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's the only thing she had that could overwhelm what he was capable of defending.
Yeah.
Everything else practically meant nothing.
And it didn't mean any. It literally meant nothing until she used that. He was winning.
He was. So, oh well. Thanks, guys. We hope to catch you next time at a later date, but until we meet again, I'll see you guys later.